Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all the viewers around the globe. This is your host, Sarika Mishra, Mrs. UK Universe and Vice President of Miss Bharat Texas. Welcome you to the special segment of I Am Possible with My Dream TV USA. My dream motto is they don't sell them, they make it fulfill. And then in this special segment of I Am Possible, we always have a special guest. So, our special guest for tonight is none other than Mrs. Austin Universe 2025, Mrs. Deepthi Bala. Hi, Deepthi.
Hi, Sarika. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing very well. Thank you for having me.
And congratulations on winning this title. The crown suits you, girl.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Okay. So, how did you feel? How do you feel when getting that crown and sash, and you were like leading up on the stage? I was just next to you. So, what was going on?
I think, you know, I thought I'd always be prepared for it,
Mm-hmm.
but I have to say I was overwhelmed a little bit, but it was just such a fulfilling feeling. I mean, I think I always, sort of looked at pageants and I'm like, okay, what is the big deal? So what? But then, when you're up there, you're wearing the crown, you truly do feel like a queen, it's your queen moment, or so I just was very, very, sort of proud and just very, very fulfilled, a little overwhelmed, but very, very happy to say the least. So it was just an awesome feeling. It was out of the world. It's my first crown, so it'll be very special for me. This will be my story that I tell my grandkids about. So it's a
Oh my God.
for me.
Yeah, so it makes sense. That first crown always have a special, place in your heart. And did you, when you were, planning to participate in here, and you said you have been seeing a lot of pageants, and just imagining that you're going to win, you're going to make some special gestures like crying and kind of like
I thought this was a
that.
taboo. So, I mean, I've always like, this is totally a taboo. I'm like, why do they act so theatrical? I'm like, but I realized it's just an instant reaction, it just, it's how you express yourself in like, just that anxiety that carries you throughout the pageant, and then you win and you're like, I mean, it's amazing. So I sort of, I think, did that too. And I'm like, I looked at it, I had a cringe moment. I'm like, oh my God, I sort of did not expect myself to do that, but it was lovely. And I get it, now I get it. Sometimes you just have to live the moment, to know how it feels like.
That is so true. So I would ask a question because a lot of our viewers want to know, like the moment, the day you registered, and then the day you were on that platform, getting that title, crowning. How was your journey?
So I'll be super candid. I was in mixed minds. I was like, I don't know if I'm a pageant girl. Like, I don't know if this is my thing, if I should do it or not. I mean, I had, an aim in purpose. It wasn't just about going to a pageant and just experiencing it. I knew that if I would win, what that would mean for me, how that would enhance my purpose in terms of, what are some of the things that I'm doing. So I had that clarity, but I was in two minds. I'm like, okay, is this the route I want to take? Do I want to do pageant or do I want to do something else? So, I was always sort of in that dilemma a little bit. So I was debating it. But sorry, I spoke to you. You've been a great part of my journey, and you're a big part of it. So not just as a mentor, as sort of the VP and a pageant winner, you're also a friend, and you gave me. I loved your sort of, 2 cents, where you encouraged me to sort of just take that leap of faith and try it out. There's also one more person that I want to call out. Her name is Atifa. So I haven't met her much. It's not like we're thick friends, but we just met and we just bonded. And she said something that really landed. She said, Deepti, just be your authentic self, just be yourself. It's not about winning, just you have it, what you have, what it takes, and be confident, and just give it a shot. I mean, you don't want to come back and regret that, oh, I should have done that.
Yeah.
Just go and sort of roll up your sleeves and do it. And both you and Atifa, I think, were sort of, I needed that push, my wings. I would call you my wings, and sometimes you need your wings to fly, right? So thank you for that. And
Thank,
rest is
thank you so much. I know rest is history. You will be for sure Mrs. Austin Universe 2025 in the history of Austin for sure.
so much.
So yes, and I would always like as a pageant sister, as a friend, and as a vice president, I do carry that that thing on my shoulder, that whoever I get along on my path, we do encourage them, and try to give plus and minuses and everything. So I think that was good. Just excuse me. I'm so sorry. So I would say how things have been changed
So,
from the Mrs. Dipti Bala and now Mrs. Universe Dipti Bala.
so I was pleasantly surprised. So, I mean, uh, I knew that, the crown and the weightage this platform brings, will enhance my purpose. I sort of knew that,
Mm.
but it's nice. I mean, the best moment, I'll tell you, apart from, the promotions, I was invited to like do a promotion and wear my crown. We were just supposed to do like a general promotion, but they were like, wear your crown, girl, wear your sash, and that's gonna. So I'm glad that people are actually encouraged. I sometimes am like, I mean, I don't like showing off. So I feel like, oh, is it too much? Like if I do this, like will they feel like I'm showing off? But it's so encouraging to see fellow women, friends, acquaintances like, girl, you've earned it. So it's yours to show off. You've earned it all. So I like that. So I'm trying to sort of, conquer my vulnerable side and do that more. But I think the best moment for me is after the pageant, after the crowning, I came back, and a week later, I went to this dance workshop. And this lady, she's not a close friend or anything, but I know her as an acquaintance. She got me this little duck. I wish I had gotten it here, but it says, something about positivity. It's called a positive duck. And she got me this pair
Mhm.
of earrings, and she said, I just wanted to give this to you. I've been following your social media. I saw, you winning the crown and representing and all of this. I just want to say how empowering and uplifting that is. I just wanted to give you this as a gratitude. You just got a random gift, it was so sweet and so nice. And I'm like, wow, okay, this is making a difference. This is meeting a purpose. I mean, people are feeling encouraged, inspired, and they feel like chasing their dreams, whatever that dream is. I think that part is really nice, because somewhere, somehow, it's making an impact. And that has always been my purpose. So I'm glad that I'm getting a little closer to sort of meeting my purpose day by day. And of course, it comes with perks. If you feel nice, you don't have to win pageants or wear a crown or wear beautiful dresses to have the perfect life. But I think it helps. I think it helps, just it helps, enhance, your own confidence and be more eloquent and, deliver your message, a little bit more impactful way. So I feel like with all of those things, I'm just feeling more confident, and I feel like, okay, if I say something, it will be heard and valued. So I love that.
Yeah, that was my another one, because I remember the talk we had. It's like more about what I say to the people, or what I say, talk on my women empowerment and all that. When I have that crown and sash, people will take me more seriously. And as a woman yourself, how would you describe, or how would you empower other women, not only for like being stepping up and participate in the pageant or fashion show, but towards like their whole life, or like their journey, what they have in the past, and how you're going to promote it, like how you're going to help them.
I so this was, another moment of, I just want to piggyback on this because I think this sort of answers the question as well. So I was invited to a women's panel a
Mm-hmm.
few weeks before the pageant. And I was sitting with a couple of other professionals as well. And, my topic was specifically talking about confidence and empowerment and just, feeling beautiful in your own skin and all of that. And I had this whole moment of epiphany. I said, you know, I have to lead by example. I can
Yes.
say a million things, but I have to also showcase that I'm not just saying go be confident. I'm showcasing it through myself. I'm not just saying if you have dreams, go and just follow your dreams. I mean, anybody, you could read a book and that would say it. But
Yeah.
you want to lead by example. You want to actually go. And for somebody like me who doesn't sort of check box, the typical sort of classic model, the tall, the skinny, the beautiful skin, the beautiful, I'm sort of imperfect in my own ways. I'm vulnerable. I'm not the best speaker. It's not like, I have the privilege, I have to earn my privilege. So I am, balancing it, along with my professional career that helps me be financially independent. I have my personal life that I'm balancing, and I'm also following my passions. And I'm creating that persona, and then delivering the message that here's the persona that I'm creating, and you can build your own persona as well and try to balance it, so you don't look back and you don't regret, because time is not your friend. And I'm a huge fan of Indra Nui, and our biological clock is ticking, right?
Hmm.
5 years down the road, 10 years, time is just, you never know how life's going to turn out. We've learned that with COVID, right? So it's just so unpredictable. So you just have to seize the moment one day at a time, do the best of the opportunities you have in hand, and then create your own story. And through these shared stories, we build bridges. So to answer your question more concretely, Sarika, is I believed in shared stories to build bridges. I think the more story,
Sure.
your story, my story, how the journey of my dream began and how it's inspiring others. I think I can take all of these and just give them that push, just like you and Atifa gave me that push. I'm just hoping that I can give a few more girls a push so that they can go achieve their dreams. So this makes me a little bit stronger vocally to advocate for that.
I totally hear you, girl. And then you are doing great in the community as well. As I have seen you, you have your own, event company that you have launched with a couple of the friends,
Yes.
and there are so many shows coming up. I think so that will set an example for so many other girls, like how we as a women are not only just doing that 9 to 5 job or just the homemaker, just the mom, but I think so we are, I mean, I have 2 hands and 10 fingers. I think so I can do 10 different things with
Yeah.
all the burden on the shoulders and going to still rock it. Because
Yeah.
a lot of people ask me the same question, hey Sarika, how do you do all those things? You're
Yeah.
doing your 9 to 5 job, you are the pageant, you do the event, you do emceeing, you do this, you do blah, blah, everything that they will count in, and still you are, attending a puja or a prayer ceremony, you are going for a, girls hangout. So how do you all do it? I said, we have to balance the time. And
Yeah.
then, as you mentioned, that, time waits for no one.
Yeah.
So you have to set your own bars, and you have to set your own, time, space, and, divide it uh, into your family time, your me time, your outdoor time, your indoor time, and with your everything. So yeah, I mean that makes a lot of difference. What you say, I agree 100% with you. There's another question viewers want to know is, how is social media treating you nowadays?
I was a little late to the game, I'll be honest, but I'm here, you know, I'm here to fly, so and shine and dream. So I've always, I underestimated the power of social media a couple of years ago. So I always hesitated. I was on one platform, but not on the other. And I always thought it's too time consuming. I had, the taboos around it. But, a few years ago, I sort of, started to like be more active. And then I moved from my sort of private to my public. And I'm starting to realize the more and more is the power that it has in terms of outreach. And then this was one of the questions actually they asked me during the pageant as well. how would you, sort of as a leader, what would you do with this title? How would you influence and all? And, I said, and I stick to that, is, there is the physical platform and there is the digital platform. And I
Yep.
think both hold immense power. So the purpose can be similar, but you can do it through two methods. I think the digital platform also, if used, if leveraged in the right way, in the ethical way, has a lot of power, to reach a wider audience in terms of your messaging and the true values and principles, and sort of coming back to just, more real conversations, more real conversations, the heart to heart. And that has been something that I've been wanting to pursue as well, through social media, because we may not always, just like today, you're at a different place, I'm at a different place, and we're coming together, we're still having a conversation, and this, we're in, this is exactly,
That's the platform. Yeah.
that's the platform. We worked the whole day. We had a long day at work. We fed the kids. We're here and we're still having a conversation. And this is what it enables. It's amazing, if used in the correct way. So this is what I want to do. I think, a friend of mine said, Deepthi, through the events company, you're providing this physical platform, where people can come and they can, you have designers to sell, you also have fashion models, you have all of these, you have performances, but you also have to now, sort of do a deeper dive into more serious topics. And I think that is my North Star. I think if I started off with serious conversations, nobody would
Hmm.
listen. It would be too dry. But I think if you start off with something that's more lighter and something that, more people like, people like the musty, the colors, the clothing, the fun, and all of that. And then if you ingest a few heart-to-heart conversations, a few sort of, stories, a few lessons learned from failures. I think failures are a stepping stone to success, so we need to discuss, also those are also very important topics, and I think social media allows that. And I actually have been wanting to start like a podcast or some sort of a conversation nook, where we can have more real conversation, and where you can just be your vulnerable self, and you can dare to lead. So that is something that has been in my mind for a while, and I think I will do that soon.
Yeah, I will be waiting to be the part of it as well. That was so good. So, actually, I know you are there on the social media, but after getting the title, did you get like overwhelming response from your friends and family around? And does it make any like, did you get like random, out of nowhere, people started like texting you or trying to send you the friend request or like, oh, come in, we'll cast you in the movie. And we are going to, I mean, because it's like I have spoken to so many girls, they are getting like same kind of feedback.
Yeah. No, so definitely. I mean, friends were in awe. I've been a little superstitious, so I think we had this conversation too, even with my flyer, like before the pageant, I was a little hesitant. I'm like, yeah, we'll promote after I win, not before. I've always been that little bit, I'm like, we'll do it after, in retrospect. So for a lot of people it came as a surprise, like they were not even expecting it. They were like, when I posted in my story, I did like a sneak peek, and then I posted like a, the video of the walking and all of that, and everybody was like, awesome. Like it just, like so many people, I mean, not just people, like Austin Daisy Circle and all of those, the restaurants also started reaching out, and they were like, hey, can you come in, can you wear your crown, can you do the promotion and all of that. And I said, I want to make sure that I'm following the protocols, and there are,
Yeah.
restrictions and all of that, because you want to be respectful to that. So, I've gotten a lot of like invites to come in and promote and wear the crown. And even my friends like tease me. I'm like, you didn't bring your crown today? I'm like, so,
It's
they, yeah, so they, but again, everybody was like very encouraging, and they sent me like a lot of love, a lot of good feedback. I think in terms of movie, I did my first short film in a leading role last summer. It's called The Interview. It's in post-production, so I'm waiting for that movie to come out this year. It's being edited and all of that, so that is exciting. So that's why, along with a dancer, a model, a mom, and a professional, I added the title of an artist because I did the first movie, and I'm curious to look at how I did that in that movie. So I'm waiting for that to come out, and I think. when that does come out, I think this will, merging the two opportunities, with the crown and with that, I think will be really nice as well. Yeah, so yeah, I definitely think there is more, so much more. The sky's the limit. I loved one of my, pageant sister, Neha, her name is, she went to the back to school and, she sort of did the giveaways, in terms of the social service. So I think those are also great opportunities. And I think
Yes.
those are,
So she
yeah,
did ask me about, the opportunities, if those kind of things. So I was the one who forwarded her for HC4A back to school backpack event, and I told her go ahead and sign it,
yeah,
and she was so happy. And then the person who is the main source behind it texted me saying
yeah.
that thank you, Sarika, for bringing the girls who really make difference to our community. She stepped in, and I was so happy. I just sent her, not even like thinking maybe she's busy, maybe she will do it, because just a day, couple of days before, we had a talk together, and we met each other, and that is how the topic just came out.
Mhm.
And then I was like, how you are going to promote your crown, and what are the community services that you are going to be thinking of doing it. And that was the topic, and this event came up, and I just sent her. So my question to you, what community services are you planning to you know planning to do, to kind of like guide people towards something good, or you know supporting them. What are your thoughts on that?
I think, we don't need a crown to do something noble,
Yeah, no, no, sure.
but I think, when you go there with the crown and all of that, it's very inspiring. So, definitely, I think in terms of like giving back, because, we have been blessed with this opportunity and, just, chasing our dreams. And, I was able to chase this dream because because of my financial independence. Not everybody has that privilege, so the least I can do is give back. So I think in terms of shelters and Texas homes, and even I think the nonprofit organizations, like even Indian, right, the Seva organization, which is for older men and women, to come together. I think even that is in itself, a great opportunity to go and
Yes.
talk to them and give them opportunities where they may not have had those when they were younger. I had this privilege of doing this fashion show with all of these women. There were some women in their late 80s, and they were up for it. Just
Yeah.
sort of it was the most beautiful group. They were up for it. They were like, Deepthi beta, I never had this chance. I've always wanted to do this, but I never had this chance. There was so much taboo around fashion and fashion shows in my generation, but this is amazing, and now there's so much acceptance. So just encouraging not just the younger women and mothers like myself, but also, the elite, the evergreen beautiful ladies as well. And I think in terms of social service, that I haven't specifically narrowed it down, but that is something that I've been aspiring to do for a while, in terms of putting together some tangible things that I can do where I can make an impact to the community and also get my daughters. I have two daughters, and then they're not babies, they're 7 and 11, and I want to get them involved as well, where I can also sort of teach them how we give back. So I've been looking for things where I can do more social service and charity events. And when I looked at Neha's, I'm like, oh wow, that was lovely. I have to talk, and now that I know, Sarika, that I think there's a lot of opportunity in Austin to come together and do a lot of things, because I think collectively we double the impact. So I think I probably just need to get together and see what are some of those things that we can actually take actions on.
Yeah, so to your viewers, I just wanted to let you know that we are from the same town. And if we just keep on talking and talking, we have tons of, things
Absolutely.
to. I think so with the interview, we can go to some our personal stuff also. So sorry about that. But I know we were talking about like how community, we have so many organizations that are working non-profit, because what we think as a pageant person is we are getting so much of from the community. Why not serve them and give them back? So I do have, Deepthi, another question. You have seen My Dream platforms, and the different
Mhm.
levels, how they go from, like, from the tweens to kind of like a grandma, the couples and all those. So have you ever thought about, like, being, I know I don't want to distinguish people based on, because I was being bullied for my physical appearance.
Mhm.
But do you think that my dream has broken that taboo?
I think it has. I think when I was looking at their social media presence before I actually had the opportunity to come and do the pageant physically and then look at the contestants. I feel like through the different fashion shows, through the pageants, I saw women of all shapes and sizes,
Yeah.
and it was amazing. It was amazing, and I think everybody was given the same. Sort of runway, there was no bias, and I think even the encouragement to go there, even if you didn't fit all the check boxes of a typical model, I think that in itself is sort of what do you say, evidence that it has broken it, because in I know there are other pageant organizations where they sort of just set the rules ahead. They don't even let you enter. I mean, forget auditioning and coming actually taking part. You're just disqualified. Like, they have the preconceived notions, right? I think just for us to even come there and have the opportunity to compete, I think in itself is, sort of breaking barriers, and they're doing amazing. And I with somebody like me, I will vocalize, when I have concerns. I will not just go for everything out there. I will be picky. And the reason I went is because I felt like it was in line with my values and principles in terms of, just appearance and how we should be more inclusive and
Hmm.
diverse when it comes to, who can participate and who cannot. And I mean, honestly, Sarika, you know, not just the pageants, in one of the segments, one of the judges had a broken leg, like she had hurt her leg. She was in,
Hmm.
she was in those crutches, like the big sort of the leg suit, and she also walked. Like, I don't know if you remember, but Minnie is a good friend of mine, and she even, I mean, there itself. So even that, like, even if you had hurt yourself, my dream is not saying don't walk. It's like, go walk, girl, that's fine. So forget how you look and how you meet the check boxes. I mean, even if you had hurt yourself, they let you sort of take limelight on the stage. I think that in itself is a great story of just inclusivity and just uplifting, and women being there for women and even men. I think it's very inclusive. I saw a lot of men participate as part of the judges, as part of the models, as part of the fashion shows, all platforms. So yeah, it's genders, ages, all shapes, sizes, and yeah, just encouraging everybody. So it's definitely, a good platform to be part of.
Yeah, thank you, Rashmi ji, Janak ji, and Surya, for getting us this platform. This talk was, especially for my dream on creating that platform for so many of us who have not dreamt of being on a platform, like in a pageant platform. I would say, because I have done fashion show modeling, and I was a print model, because I don't fit on that all checkbox for the height and into the pageant where I can go on a ramp walk, like kind of on that one, because you need like a 5'5" or 5'6" height to get qualified into that. But yeah, I have done those things in the past, and with the big brands, Ray-Ban and Levi's, Ray-Ban sunglasses and Levi jeans. As a print model, it's a big time at that point. But pageant wise, it was my first inning when I played, participated in, the South Asia World, and coming in first runner up, and then getting couple category winning in Austin, and then again getting that crown, being representing, a face of their UK. Um, Wow, franchisee. So I feel like, we are all blessed to have this kind of platform where we can, share so much. And as a pageant, sister, I have met so many beautiful, souls around, and I'm still kind of in touch with them. What do you think? How was your journey, connecting with your co-contestant and, uh, your fellow sisters, pageant sisters?
I was literally pleasantly surprised by all the support. I mean, not just after the day after, but even that day, it was a long day for all of us. I mean, all of us were fretting, and it was just, we're waiting, and we've got that anxiety, excitement, everything, right? It's a mixed feeling for all of us, right? But I think, even like backstage, like I could see, everybody just calming. I had this moment, where my hair was not done and I was waiting and I was getting a little anxious, and I saw, sort of fellow contestants just being there and saying, it's going to be okay, it's fine, just it's fine, you look, even if you don't get your hair done, you look great, just that in itself, it was so nice. I just loved it. A couple of ladies just came up to me, and even when we were trying to sort of practice, prepare for our walk and all of that, everybody was so nice and comforting. Like there was no fight for limelight. That's maturity. It was a very matured crowd, and everybody gave each other that space. And even after that, so with Neha and even with Uma, like, they all came up and they said, I knew you were going to win or something like that. They said something
Mhm.
very nice, and everybody stayed back. And it wasn't like they were focusing on themselves, like even for the after show videos, pictures. They were like, everybody come, let's take videos together, let's do a boomerang, let's, do all of this, because they were okay sharing that space, and sharing that win. So it was very sweet and very nice. I felt it was a very matured crowd, and everybody was very forthcoming with their expressions. And I had a very good experience for that fact. There was no drama, or there was no just unnecessary sort of, any. It was a good vibe. It was a very good and pleasant vibe. I don't think we would have gotten through a long day, without that. So I think that was necessary, and that is the purpose. That is a purpose. And that's why we're called sisters, pageant sisters.
Yeah,
We're not called pageant peers. At work, we call ourselves peers, but in the pageant world, we call ourselves sisters. So
sister. So
that is
yeah, that
sisterhood.
I'm very happy that you got the same experience what I have it. I know we have done enough of our talks. I just wanted to have some entertainment, and then maybe finish it off this interview. I know you are into dancing, correct?
Yes.
So let's just simply with sitting try to do some hook steps.
Okay.
I will give you the song.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
So from Rangila, Yai re yai, yai re yai. Yes, good girl. And then the second one will be Jora Jori Chane ke khet mein.
Oh, this one, right? Yes,
Yeah.
that's the Desi girl Bala step, right? Yeah, the
Oh,
Chandra.
okay.
I
And
didn't
then
bother me in that dance, but yeah.
there's another one. Okay. किसी डिस्को में जाए,
What was
किसी
that?
होटल
I
में,
forgot the hook step for that. What was that?
डिस्को में जाए, किसी होटल में खाए, चलो इश्क लड़ाए, चलो इश्क लड़ाए.
Hi, Sanam. Yeah.
Yay. Okay, you can add up one or two more, and then we will just sign off.
Two more. Let's see. Let's do the shaky, shaky wala. No, that is
Okay.
so
Yeah.
nice, right?
Okay.
So, so how does that say a song go? Um,
Something I know. We can just do the shaky shaky
shaky,
one.
shaky. तुझा shaky सुंदर, तुझा dimple, and YJ,
Take it, take
take
it,
it.
take it, and then this is the shaky, shaky
So
one.
this is the shake.
Yeah. So if you guys see our with social media, especially our Insta one, you will be having all these funny videos and all that, and I kind of like love it.
Love.
And see, this is apart from our pageant sisters and everything. This is what you are, viewers. I hope you enjoyed this segment of I Am Possible. Thank you, Deepthi, for being with us and sharing your moment and experience. With that note, we are signing it off. Thank you so much, everyone, and see ya again.
Thank
Bye
you.
bye.